You wake up and turn on your TV to watch your morning shows. Everything seems to be fine, but then suddenly you're interrupted with a breaking news broadcast. We've finally discovered alien life. What's next for us as humans? How did we discover them? And is this the end of human civilization as we know it? Well, let's find out, as this is Surprise Me, and you're watching What If We Discover Aliens? Our universe is so incredibly large. But did you know we're already well underway in our search for aliens? And today we've just discovered them. Yep, you heard that right. From knowing what to look for to close calls with potential aliens, we've got it all coming right up for you. So sit back and relax, and try not to be spooked out by what you hear next. I bet we're all thinking aliens look like this, and this. Well, I really hope they don't. Anyway, what's the probability of us finding aliens? To give you a solid answer, you'll need to know who's involved in the search, where we're most likely to find them, and what our chances look like in this massive universe of ours. The most famous, SETI, known as Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Initiative, is Breakthrough Listen, backed by one of the late great physicists of our era, Sir Stephen Hawking. Breakthrough Listen has been described as the most comprehensive search for alien communications to date. So has it already found aliens? Stay tuned to find out if it has. First, let's find out exactly how Breakthrough Listen is helping us. It listens over a frequency range 5 times greater than what we had before, and scans through the findings at 100 times the speed. We'll be eavesdropping on the closest million stars and the 100 nearest galaxies for any sniff of alien civilization. But is that enough? To know if it's enough, you have to understand how big our Milky Way really is. And it's a great question. It's estimated to be 100,000 to 150,000 light years large. But I hear you asking, what exactly is a light year? First things first. It's actually a measure of distance, not time. It's defined as the total distance a beam of light moving in a straight line travels in 1 year. Let's compare it to our very own Earth, which has a circumference of 24,900 miles at the equator. If you lay that out in a straight line and times that by 7.5, you'd get the distance of a light year? Nope. You'd then need to multiply that number by this gigantic number. That's 31.6 million, by the way, which results in a distance of almost 6 trillion, yes, trillion miles. You forgot that that's only 1 light year, and our Milky Way is at least 100,000 times that size. And that means the chances of us finding aliens in our Milky Way galaxy is slim, even with all the brains and the funding. So we've got the context, you've seen the task us humans have on our hands, and now let's find out how close we really are to discovering aliens today. What we're looking for is exoplanets. They're planets which orbit other stars, so Jupiter, Mars, Saturn, our very own planet Earth, and many more. And these are the planets where we'd find advanced alien civilization. The only problem, and it's a pretty big one, is that exoplanets are hard to see with our current telescopes, as the glare of the star hides them. So the way we search for them is to look for wobbly stars. And in 2015, Tabby's star, its scientific name KIC 8462852, caused quite a lot of uproar in the scientific community. They were astonished by the fact that they normally see only a 1% reduction in a star's brightness when an exoplanet passes in front of it. But with Tabby's star, they saw the brightness plummet by an extraordinary 22%. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? It's nothing like we've ever seen before. So could it be the aliens our morning news was interrupted by? We're still trying to figure it out, and our very own Breakthrough Listen from earlier on in the video is eavesdropping in closely. So what would happen if we actually discovered aliens on Tabby's star? Well, if we pick up a signal, the first thing we would need to do is make sure that it's not another non-alien noise we're picking up. And the way we do that is by making sure that the signal we're hearing is repeated. But hear this though. The WOW signal was heard in 1977, an intense burst of radio waves which lasted for 72 seconds. At that time, SETI researchers believed this to be very close to what aliens might actually use to contact us. Unfortunately, it was never repeated, so we can't say for certain it was an alien signal, especially as we most likely won't be able to understand them. Or maybe it was, and our governments are hiding it from us. Anyway, what would happen if we did find a repeating signal? Well, whoever found it would immediately pass it off to be checked by the ETI Signal Detection Protocol. If it's a verified alien signal, then the UN Secretary General would be immediately notified. They'd share the information with the other international organizations, astroscientists, and researchers. Why? They'd need to keep the frequency which the signal is coming through as free as possible from any other radio noise. Not only that, all the world leaders would need to have a say on what the Earth would send back to the aliens. Would you want us to call back? Let me know in the comments below. Of course, there'd be a leak, and the news would spread amongst the general population at blistering speed, especially with the rise of social media. And this could lead to mass hysteria. Oh, you think you'd be calm, do you? Well, when Orson Welles' famous War of the Worlds was broadcast on Ecuador's radio in 1949, people thought it was so real that they took to the streets in a state of panic. Rioting, looting, and more, which resulted in 6 people dying in the carnage that ensued. So maybe it's best we don't know if aliens are out there after all. Okay, so why haven't we discovered aliens then? Our scientists have developed what we call the Kardashev scale, which describes 3 types of civilizations. The first, called Type 1, and which Earth is most likely in, is the ability to use all the energy on planet Earth, or whatever planets the aliens live on. The second is where the civilization has the ability to manipulate and harness all the energy of their host star. And the third? Well, that's when the civilization can access the power of the whole Milky Way. So wait, what does this have to do with finding aliens? Well, first, you need to understand something about the Great Filter. And this is assumed to be the point where civilizations make the leap from being a Type 2 to a Type 3 civilization. So that means they can harvest the energy of the whole Milky Way, and in layman's terms, this means that the civilization will be able to travel to other exoplanets around the galaxy, harvest their end destination's energy, and then move on to the next exoplanet. The only problem? No species as we know it has managed to make the jump through the Great Filter to a Type 3 civilization. Why? Well, we don't actually know why the Great Filter stops species and civilizations from making the final jump, and there's hundreds of different possible reasons, which we'll dive into in another What If episode. For now, I'm glad we haven't found aliens, aren't you? If we do find aliens, then that could mean the end of humanity as we know it. If they find us and have managed to make the jump to a Type 3 civilization, then they'll be so much more advanced than us that we won't be able to comprehend what's happening with our teensy tiny little Type 1 civilization brains. And that's it for another episode of our What If series. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then it'd mean the world to me if you press that like and subscribe button for more amazing What If content to relax and enjoy.